Hello, welcome to another Napoleon Total War. We are on the Amazon Confluence map, I believe it is, the 2v2. Straight off the back, we don't normally play this map, so it goes crazy pretty quickly. As you can see here, we are against Denmark and the Ottoman Empire. I am joined here by Hawkeye once more, playing as Sweden, and of course I am playing as Prussia, planning to mix up my armies, do not worry. So far we are playing pretty standard. As you can see straight away, we are all rushing our cavalry to the dominant little bit here. We're trying to get this middle ground quite quickly. Bringing up here, as you can see, I've got a few sets of normal musketeer line infantry and a couple of Prussian fusiliers for the light infantry, so I've got a bit of range harassment units. Against Denmark, I don't believe he actually does have any skirmishers. Denmark, when we're looking now, he's got a lot of line infantry there, and then countering my light infantry with a buck ton of cav. This guy was, I think it was a 9-star, I think he was an 8-star, so he is the dominant figure on this game right now. He's the guy that you gotta look out for, you know. Over here, the Ottomans, I don't really catch too much of the Ottoman and Swedish little conflict, to be fair, because we all had to pretty much concentrate straight away. I had to be careful with my cavalry, he's filling up a lot of his infantry. He's got quite a lot of militia actually. He's got some lifeguard foots there actually. He does have a lot of good infantry. The guy totally knows what he's doing. Most of my army is on the left-hand flank here. Was originally planning to hit from this side, push across the bridges, or river beds. That doesn't happen 100% greatly. As you can see, I already have to really start moving my cavalry backwards, so the infantry here is starting to move up. They do have a lot of cavalry. I think even the Ottoman Empire had a lot of the they're not sulfur cavalry. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But they are one of the best cavalry regiments in the game. Plus playing Sweden. Swedish army is, you know, it's right. I mean, you can't get a lot there. The only bad thing is, since we had to fully rush up all of our men, our guys are tired pretty much through 90% of this battle. Obviously, the light infantry tired. I got them in skirmish formation because of the threat. I could have put them down into normal formation for a little bit so they can rest up. But when you're in skirmish formation, you guys don't really rest. Got a couple here that I was originally going to push across here and push up. Take this line and go full sort of thing, but the middle goes a bit crazy. Already the Ottoman Empire and now Denmark is moving their cavalry in quite a bit of mass. I don't think they actually are, no, not charging yet. As you can see, they are reinforcing their lines as it were. Hawkeye is now bringing up his skirmishers. Little Jaeger infantry here. 125 range. Well, yeah, they're going to be in range of the militia. Militia's in range of them, they're in range of militia. So I start to push up now just so we can get this line here. You know, like this is our line sort of thing. My guys do let a volley off. I do notice that we are firing 9% of our rounds into this little bridge here. So you do kind of reform them as it were, just to make them stop firing and wasting their ammo. Because it becomes much needed later on. That's for damn sure. As you can see here, I do send him more than just the one unit of light infantry, considering he's got actual bulk of men down here. Again, we are in the Amazon forest, so heat fatigue is one thing that we will suffer from, so our recovering rate is going to be a lot lower. We're still wasting ammo. I don't know why we're wasting ammo. I do say that we do reform it in a minute. I'm not too sure when I should be fast forwarding this as a little titch, because the battle does last a while and a lot of it is sort of like me and Hawkeye's like, fuck do we do sort of thing. But as the skirmishers here are firing, you can get the odd shot off. He has lost a few men, but as you can see here, a lot of the shots are half wasted. It does give these line infantry here to push up if they do desire the chance. Oh, all of them decided to shoot and waste their ammo. I don't think any of the volleys got off. Some of the light infantry here from the Ottoman Empire did into the lines. Oh, I hear cav. Okay. I think we are now boosting off already. This line infantry here has already used its shot. I don't know if this... Okay, yes, the cavalry goes tumbling, but he does manage to engage. These are militia didn't have square formation. Oh, it's better though for the cavalry to get caught up in these guys than it is to an actual proper set of line infantry. got some elite infantry, as you can see here. Some line infantry here has been forced into square now due to the melee infantry piling up on the side. Nothing really happens up here as of yet. I don't know what that little sign is. Just saying that our men were exhausted. So as you can see here, melee has happened. Hawkeye is using his militia units to sort of hold them off, sending in some cavalry. Cavalry is really good against melee infantry, that is one thing, but you've got to be careful. As you can see, there are a lot of guns and a lot of reinforcing guns, and fucking hell, that was a lot of fire. Okay, managed to break one set of cavalry, which is nice, and I don't believe that melee infantry is going to be holding there too much longer. You've got light infantry here against light infantry. Like, the broad of the light infantry does do a lot of damage to the light infantry if they get a good shot off. The only bad thing is also light infantry does have just an extra little upper hand kind of thing with the in terms of fire rate. As you can see, he managed to break that unit. I don't know if Hawkeye's going to pull back his hussars in time because they may get shot by them, but then he may just sacrifice them in terms of making them delay that shot sort of thing. But now, as you can see, he is pulling them back. Oh, it's all kicking off now. As you can see, I'm starting to reinforce my lines because he completely re-angles this, starts pushing up. I do have these here. This try and push them across the river, which does happen momentarily, but until then, as you can see, I'm trying to fully refocus my lines. I did bring these guys up here trying to shoot down the hill, but as you can see, cavalry was coming up now and he's starting to push up the hill, so we have to fall back, let them come up and shoot them as they come over the ridge. Still also trying to maintain the line to stick in with the Swedes here. Currently in terrain advantage, I will say that the Ottoman Empire does have the upper hand. Obviously Denmark here is reinforcing, so they do have the bulk body in the middle here. Most of Hawkeye's men is here, like I said, and not much of my army. I did originally want a lot more to come down, but at the same time I wanted to completely reinforce the left hand flank, hence why I'm bringing up all these guys. Got the musketeers here guarding period because of the cavalry. If the cavalry start charging, which I doubt they would, they get caught up a little bit in water, and hopefully that will prove nice, but I don't think that really does happen. And like I said, I didn't see much of the Ottoman fight because most of it is reinforcing my men and trying to figure out how can I become the guy who is a fair few thousand extra skill points ahead of me, you know.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Yeah, they're just fatigued. I think see here some militia units now started to retreat under the bulk of fire. So then we've got to look out for is the mass cavalry and melee charge. That is one thing that we have to really concern ourselves about. It probably might have been a little bit beneficial for Hawkeye to pull back its men considering the terrain advantage they have, and I do hear a charge. I do hear that charge. I don't know what they're doing though. A load of gunfires coming off. I do have my cavalry here. Oh, they're coming right in for them. Let's see, so I've got them focused. Well, not focused on, but they're firing upon there. I don't know if I do see that a little bit too late. I may have done, but I do have men here to guard it just in case. These guys are, yeah, they're exhausted, so their retreat is going to be slow. There we go. Finally get my cavalry stop moving again. And then look at this, the Ottoman Empire is coming against onto the side, down into the line infantry of the Swedes. Square formation could have been beneficial there, but we don't need to know. But he's got so many men, it would just be no complete rank and fire. But he's pulling back his skirmishers purely because now Denmark is also sending in his cavalry units. Lifeguard foot here, the elite infantry of the Swedes all coming in. I will actually turn it down a little bit because I didn't realise quite how loud everything together was going to be. I don't know why I went back into game settings. Why is my visor level high? So as you can see here, some of the spare reinforcements starting to get their fire off. I don't think that cavalry unit is going to do all that much damage. Did manage to break the line infantry here, and as you can see, I'm now trying to have to reinforce my lines. Cavalry did plow into my sidelines, which I have to be careful now because my line infantry got hit. I did have cavalry up there, as you can see, exploiting it, but dragoons can sort of just run through melee since they are heavy cavalry. Did suffer a lot of casualties now, and they are starting to rout. Down here, as you can see, some of the melee infantry start to mobilize. Denmark is putting out some of his elite infantry to pick out the sides here. Hawkeye is now bringing back his wonderful Swedish army. Come down here, some of his men have been caught up.
Our general is under attack.
My general's fine, don't worry about that too much. As you can see here now, right hand side had to be pulled back a little bit here from Hawkeye. Cavalry starting to retreat now. He's got to be careful because you've got a lot of melee infantry now about to charge into your lines. I don't know if he's just gone into square. He's just gone into square. They will buffer his morale ever so slightly to stop that being shocked down quite so much. Cavalry has now managed to pull in from the Swedes against the Ottoman light infantry, not too much how, yeah, I was going to say not too much how, not too sure how much damage that will do, will make a lot more sense in terms of grammar. As you can see here, we do have quite a bit of fire, not many of the shots are hitting, granted, but it is somewhat securing the line a bit, because I don't want them to push up. But you could argue the fact that it is still wasting quite a bit of my ammo. Right hand side here, all this melee infantry now engaging. He does have his infantry lined up quite nicely, so with the bulk of Hawkeye's men in active combat being skirmishers, in terms of rate of fire, they will have the upper hand here. As you can see upon the left hand side, Settlement here managed to push these guys back quite nicely. They do, I believe, eventually fall across here. We do manage to secure these two bits somewhat nicely. Oh, I would quite like to say, but right now, as I said already, the core battle is very much focused against the Swedes and the Ottomans, and as you can see here, even more of the Ottoman Empire cavalry starting to charge the Swedes in mixed reload. So I don't know what it's going to be like now. As you can see, yes, it did hit, but boom. You know, he did suffer a lot in that charge, but at the same time, it is giving his men and Denmark's men more than enough time to push up. As you can see here, also now the melee infantry from all Empire is charging up. Hopefully, we can count our stars lucky that Denmark will end up just shooting them in the ass. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think I have pulled them back slightly, trying to get my line. I don't want to engage them straight into melee. As you can see, I've got my cavalry lance now going to charge into them as well, just for a momentary delay, because you can see here square formation, so I'll do nothing against the actual core of the line. I would push up more men here, but as soon as I move these guys across, he's got a lot of line infantry and a few elite infantry here as well. Granted, a few militia. On the right hand side here, it is kicked off ever so slightly. Oh, more bullets. Oh, Hawkeye has some Swedes on this side. I haven't realised that. I don't know why any of this line here is shot. Be careful now of his general. In the mix of that, his general I do really swipes quite a bit of this game. I should kind of pull back my guys here, maybe reinforce this line. We are focusing firing down upon these, and we've got some units down. So the Ottoman Empire infantry is now starting to suffer quite a bit of casualties, but as you can see here, the melee of the Ottoman Empire is really starting to push through, especially with support fire from the lifeguards. Like, that is currently the big thing. I do believe I send more into them. Yeah, we go. It's going to set. I do believe I have more cavalry. I hope I do have more cavalry, guys. That would be a big mistake. As you can see, I'm just sort of trying to pull them away from this little bit here, but they did get caught up into melee ever so slightly. Still have my musketeers here though guarding these in case they do try and use some of this cavalry here. Gunfire upon this side here has happened. Oh, I remember, because I was going to bring guys over here and flank them and do a lot of damage, but for some reason he walked all the way around and got shot. So a bit of my elite infantry did get hit there. I didn't quite notice that because I was refocusing up here in this battle here. So as you can see now, that managed to do. I'm trying to reinforce this section here, because you can see lifeguard turrets and a little bit of militia from the from the Danes. I'm starting to push up quite a bit. I don't know what Hawkeye's doing here. He has smartly pulled back from the light infantry, and you see now Ottoman is starting to put a bit of that extra focus now to the right hand side, considering that Hawkeye doesn't have the men. I could have put my guys in square formation. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. My guys moving up there, so I was going to say I'll probably momentarily focused up there. It did go into my elite lancers though, so hopefully that my lancer can be able to hold these up. I would probably pull my general back a little bit. As you can see here, I sent into normal lancers to bulk that up a bit. Hawkeye did now put some spikes down. He could have perhaps benefited from that just a wee bit earlier, but hey, it is the precautions that we need. And also, see, I'm just putting my men now here together and trying to get them out of the bulk of the melee. And it appears that I just had to charge them now. As you can see, I'm reinforcing some of these lines here. I probably will have to bring back some of this light infantry for the time being. As you see, I got these guys here just to rest up a bit and a bit extra firepower if we need it. I'm not really too worried about this segment here. As you can see, I do have my men here pushing up, so if they do charge, I will have that extra thing to hopefully counter. And as you can see here, already got the dragoons charging, so I'm gonna have to try and reinforce those lines, or reform these lines here to get the fire off, or to lose over 20 men. So that was a big help bonus for us. But as you can see here in the middle, oh my god, the Ottoman seemed to charge here. My cavalry is being buckled down. Hawkeye did send up some cavalry. I don't know if some of their cavalry did get caught up on these spikes. I don't know if it was just at the wrong angle, which is a little bit of a shame, but do have a few guns here in reinforcement. Don't know if Hawkey's going to pull back these men just to defend here for a little bit, because that's looking pretty dangerous. Did manage to get some cavalry into the light infantry, which is nice. Over here, the Danish cavalry still doing heavy damage to my men. I do have these guys here, as you can see, trying to get some extra fire into them to try and buckle that up a bit. My musketeers sadly are in melee infantry. That happens a lot in this game. Like I said, it's one of those maps where the human heat where everything I believe applies, so resting isn't the easiest thing, which does delay a lot of our movement, especially over here later on, like a little bit. Oh dear God, this is really gonna, you know, fucking hell. Ottoman cavalry is pretty damn good. I don't know what these dragoons are doing. Obviously, as you can see here, Denmark has now reinforced its whole lines, managed to push up both of them, managed to push up in quite good coalition and sync here. Trying to send in my cavalry now just to try and help in this fight. I do have some extra ranks, that being extra little bit of morale bonus as well for the melee infantry, so they're going to be in that fight for a lot longer than I would like to hope. Trying to pull back my Fusiliers now, because I don't want them caught up here in the line infantry barrage with fire. Kind of curious to what is happening here. I don't know if Hawkey really has enough men to heavily hit the Ottoman Empire, because they can easily come around now and have the extra line. Pretty beneficial to take these guys out of square and aid in the fight. As you can see here, I have lost some light infantry and all of that. I don't know. I actually got caught a break here. You know, now as you can see what I was saying earlier in the middle, I probably could have done with a little bit more men, because I have now been pushed completely off that. As you can see here, some fire and skirmishers happen here. They did try to pull back men here, and as you can see, I managed to get my guys here and fire a few shots in. I think they're only militia, yeah. Fusilier should be able to take out militia quite easy, but I do believe he eventually does pull them back, so I do reinforce the lines a bit. I don't know why I'm pulling back. I'm pulling back a little bit just so I can get that range bonus, so I can shoot without getting shot, which is always a nice little thing to have, you know. Oh, over here though, how are these dragoons still fighting on? Fudging now. Family friendly this video is. I'm saying fudging. As you see here, I think Hawkey's now just pulling back his skirmishers, trying to get a few extra men. He does have these here as well, so it's not too. Well, doesn't have to worry too much about this crossing, purely because he's able to mobilise these men if he does need to. So as you can see now, with the rest of Hawkey's men, you know, just now starting to break or pushing across the bridge, and I've broken and having to cross the bridge, we have lost the middle. Quite valiantly. I mean, don't get me wrong, we essentially lost this concept here, but they suffered a lot of fucking casualties taking it. You know, Denmark seemingly more than the Ottomans, but obviously Denmark's men were spread out down here as well. Actually, that said, I don't see many Ottoman flags, but then there's also possibility that a lot of their men are hiding. So. Like everyone's knackered, it's like, what the fuck happened? I saw swords and brown skins and I just had to go back. Benefits me though, these guys may be rousing to shooting my men for comedic effect apparently, but it is wasting their ammo. So that's one thing that has benefited me ever so slightly in this game. Really not sure too much what's happening here. I was bringing some line infantry against, got 80 range, putting in a bridge about here. Roughly. So now the thing that we've got to be careful of quite a bit is them pushing over these bridges, because now I've got my men completely spread out. I don't have enough men. If they focus on one thing heavily, I probably wouldn't have enough men to hold it. Like right now the conflict is, well, the bulk of the men appears to be in these little two segments here, like the left hand side and the right hand side. I've got like army there additionally just to stop them from crossing. So I'm not too sure what these militia are doing. I think they're going to pull back soon. I think I was smart enough and I thought I'm going to pull back in my light, fully bring up my musketeers, get them to do a massive round off, and hopefully, oh, pardon me, that was weird. And hopefully that'll be enough to at least get a shot off. I don't know if I do manage to get a shot off now, because as you can see they are pulling back. Bit of a pain in the ass, which means just push up my light infantry again. Here, I think they're just wasting shots into the guys running away again. So I'm not too surprised. Here, however, as you can see, single Ottoman reinforcements, Ottoman Empire is starting to cross into the northern flank, which means I now have to be careful of this side. But we do have quite a lot of Swedes. Well, we do have a bulk of Swedes here. That will be holding them off nicely. I'm pretty sure the Ottoman must have men hiding in the trees, so I don't believe that they would have so few men after that. This is where it sort of dials down a bit. I mean, you're like, the fuck? How just happened? Like, we just came down from the adrenaline up in the middle battle just to realise shit. We're now completely separated from each other. We can't help each other in any direct way whatsoever. Could argue the fact that I am technically the better nation, but he is vastly the better player. As you can see, he's already starting to push down here. I don't know if he does commit to this. As you can see here, I just put them to the side here so they can shoot from the side, and I got these guys here in the line so they can shoot forward. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that happens quite well. I do bring up some elite infantry to help guard this. I didn't realise I did that. I'm actually pleasantly surprised I decided to be smart enough. Here's a little cheeky fucking thing which I hate, which she does in a minute. Which I did realise in time it wasn't a complete horrible thing. But as you can see here, the Ottomans, opposed to probably what I would expect looking at it now from a second glance coming around to help, they had to be forced onto this hand side because Swedes. I don't know if they could get a shot off actually. I don't think Hawkeye's trying to reinforce his lines here, but they all are seemingly pretty knackered. There you go, as you see, Ottomans sort of shooting here, so I do pull these guys back and get these guys to shoot across the ridge, try and do as much damage as I can to the Ottomans. Fire happening here though. I don't know what's totally up with this. I don't know why I haven't pushed these guys forward yet, just to try and see if I can get rid of the militia. Nah, they're pulling back now anyway. That's not happening yet. I'm just breaking up now just in case they do try and do a charge. Send one guy in from melee to sacrifice everyone behind it to shoot. It's a pretty useful tactic when you need it. Yeah. Oh, as you can see here, Hawkeye does have I don't think he might not have number advantage. He does by about 30 men. But the plus side thing now for Hawkeye, since he has it split up between units, 2 units, you can outmaneuver the enemy, which is pretty useful. You got both generals here. I don't know for which reason why. I could. There you go. I do believe I do send these to try and help out in a little bit. They're pushing. They're pushing. Oh. Tense. Are they looking the wrong way? No. You can say if they're looking the wrong way, just charge down, you know? Here we go. Some cavalry comes into play now. I think that's enough for square. I don't know if you need an 80 men minimum to form a square, which if that is the case, that's a bit of a bummer there for Hawkeye. As you can see though, they are working in quite a good coalition. They've got cavalry now helping in with the charge if need be, but as you can see, I'm sending my musketeers to help. They are very tired, so the chances of them being there in time are relatively slim. So I don't know quite what's going to happen here in the little northern bit of the map. It's all tense. They haven't done that douche little trick yet. There you go, Hawkeye is starting to bring up a few more reinforcements. I personally by now would have made my guys go up along this ridge. And down here, see more of an alcove. I know they're fatigued, a lot of my men are fatigued. Oh, that was a pretty decent shot. There you go, some more of the Denmark infantry is coming up now, and the cavalry started to make a move. Okay, Swedes, whatever you say. There you go. I have to bring my men right up along this line here, because obviously a big hill I can't do anything, so I got them here. Plus that close range, well, if I did get the shot off, would have been nice in terms of accuracy. Ow. Oh, they've got the infantry. Isn't that nice? Yes, I remember now. My guys are, because they're exhausted, they like to take their time. I do believe suffered a few minor casualties in the pulling back there, especially since they now got cavalry piled up. I retreated my men there because I knew that no matter if I pushed up there, I wouldn't have won. I could have pulled them back down to here. Should do again. Believe I do later on. I had all of my men actually in that unit. So it's, yeah, I've lost now about half a dozen or a dozen to 2 dozen worth of men. Whew. All needed as well, especially up along this ridge. Come on, you can make it. You can make it. I believe you can. Okay, now they're active. Yeah, okay, they got. Come on, come on. Need to cross. Need you to cross. Square formation. Oh, they didn't engage into square formation. Were they that exhausted it actually took them too long to do it? I do believe that we had the benefits though, because we were still technically class in square. We didn't get the anti-charge boost that we could have wanted. But as you can see here, I now bring out some musketeers just because I need that little bit of reinforcement. Oh, we're reloading, which is good news for me. None of the shots hit the cavalry, which is bad news for me. So, 103, 123, yeah. I could have charged to melee, but the omnums are actually pretty decent in melee. So that one worked out too well. As you can see here, it does bring out some elite infantry. So here is one of those moments where I don't really have enough men to do anything. So I got shot off around, charged them in to delay that, and hopefully I do just delay that. You know, now I'm going to keep these guys here in the square because the cavalry doesn't seem to be retreating back. Denmark's starting to bring out the line infantry as reinforcements. I do also have my light infantry here to help out with the extra additional bit of fire, but I don't believe that my guys now, with only 28 men, are going to hold much against all of that elite infantry. Did manage to rout the cavalry though, which is a big boost for us, so that means this little ridge here we don't have to concern ourselves out about massively. The Swedes managed to push back now, or Hawkeye and the Swedes. Managed to push back and get an establishing force upon this ridge. I believe they're probably out of ammo out, so we won't be charging them in. Or just doing what I did here and try and have that additional something to hold them back. So Denmark's now managed to sort of cross the bridge. Not enough, well, could have crossed the river. It wouldn't have been enough to establish any form of lines or a foothold. Oh, they're doing this douche move, yeah. I would normally charge. If it was one unit I would have charged and get my hell shot off and probably end up winning, but it was 2 units, so they probably could have just a relatively decently set up line. But if you're going in square formation, you're meant to have things like an additional 10 range for some annoying reason. So that obviously affected me there a little bit. As you can see here, not really too sure what's happening. I managed to re-establish some lines here, as you can see, which did force the Danes to pull back just that extra little bit. you know, a little bit of a breather on my mark there. What am I bringing up here? I'm bringing up some foot guards, okay. Apparently it's needed. I do hear charging. Everyone's re-establishing their lines, get a shot off on the charging units, probably did enough damage to break it. Really don't know what's happening. Melee! Come on, get the guns up. What am I doing here? Come on, get a shot off already. They're all exhausted. All of the men are exhausted. I couldn't do anything. There we go, the last few shots coming off here. He's sending more men into melee there. Oh, they're the elite infantry. I don't know why Hawkeye's fully decided to go hit into them. They're both elite infantry. There you go, my established force here. I managed to get a few shots off against these guys in the battlefield now. It's pulled them to help the defense against the Swedes, trying to round them up and push them back a little bit. I would pursue and follow, but I would not have had my men are so exhausted they wouldn't have been there anywhere quick enough to do it. Sort of thing. So I was kind of banking on the fact that Hawkeye's seeing this threat would pull back just that wee a little bit. You know, I don't know what's happened here. I know that I've moved my men up a little bit closer, obviously forcing them to pull back. Go on. These three just going for it. Ottoman Empire, I'm surprised they haven't got their shot off yet, though. If they do, it's going to probably be an instant retreat. Oh, I'm something to send a few men across. Oh, cavalry. Like cavalry charge? Yeah. Ooh. I didn't see this up here. Obviously, light infantry against two sets of line won't win in melee. But I'm quite curious what happens here. So I brung a few men up. I did believe I had to pull them back straight away because Hawkey's like, I lost it, just pull them back, sort of thing. That shot would have been nice if it wasn't for the verge. That would have been a really nice shot. Bummer, right? Okay, now. This is where everything sort of did die down a little bit. As you see there, you go. I assume they had guys hit and they didn't have. But they're now starting to push along the ridge a little bit. Skirmishers from the Swedes, as you can see, will get a few shots into there, obviously killing a fair few of the light infantry here. Probably your biggest right now is the light infantry, but as you can see, Hawkey's already broken. These guys here don't do much, so he's got this at least as a slight hitting force, which will be very useful if they do try and focus down here. Kind of curious now what they're going to do with their general. Obviously, Hawkey thought they're going to charge into his men, so it's obviously put spike up. He's not too worried about that. Let's just move around the spikes, which it does actually look like he was trying to do. But now being quite far away from the spikes, so he was trying to move it around to the spikes. Managed to break these guys here. I don't know why they entirely broke. I don't know who's running. Why are you running? Oh, obviously fucked up doing something here. Come on, get that shot off. I think here right now is the thing that everyone has to be concerned about. Ottoman Empire, you could say arguably, is not using his men to the full advantage by stretching them out, so he's going to pull them back now because he just suffered quite a few casualties. 2 units have routed already. I don't know if the other 2 units are going to rout in coalition with that. Yeah, the 3rd unit. Hopefully that fucker here breaks, you know. But as you can see here, Denmark, again, how did he just have men to spare apparently? Fucking hell. So as you can see, Hawkey seeing this is going to obviously now line his men up, so if they do try and cross the bridge, they will get shot. Over here, the combat is still actually happening. I don't know why. Replays don't normally mess up on Napoleon, so I'm going to count that out. I like to think that I was just being stupid, because they are militia, and I like to believe that musketeers in line with light infantry could beat them. But you could argue the fact that they are in quite dense forest little areas, so they're going to have a little bit of a bonus advantage into that. Here, I'm not too sure why these haven't routed yet. I mean, they were in pretty good shot from our light infantry pretty much from the get-go. Ho ho! Musketeers. Why don't I have any? I thought I bring out some foot guards. Apparently I'm pushing them back down. Oh yeah, because I was losing this flank. I should pull these guys back soon, so I sent out some Fusiliers to help in the line, because now they've got actual light infantry up. Just retreat, I swear I pull back. We're gonna go over here for a sec, so as you can see, oh, they actually are going across. Hawkey did manage to break the last little scribe until the other little bit, but look at that, matched in numbers. Not matched in stats though. I wouldn't say they're matched in stats at all. Have I pulled these guys back yet? Yes, there we go, thanks. Fuck. Come on. Oh, they did the square formation thing, Hawkey. Hawkey. I hate that so much. Unbelievable. But this is what I would have done, like in the last game, over there in the last game. But because they had the 2 lines equivalent of it, they would have had enough firepower to actually do damage despite me pulling up like that. Ooh. Over, as you can see, we're trying to re-establish lines. I haven't pushed here yet, although it only looks like they've got, well, there's elite infantry for a start, but I do believe they have another unit there as well as that. There you go, everyone starts hiding in trees, get a few little shots here, do some minor damage, which is, you know, every kill counts when we're in this sort of stage sort of thing. I think we are mainly focusing upon here. I don't know if we're trying to unite our guys or not. Like I said, the battle was quite a few days ago now. I've been meaning to upload it for a short while. But as you saw my video with JB or Crap Hunter, busy man. And I said it's either playing the game or recording a game, so today's recording a game I played a few days ago. You know, it's a way to get videos up, so trying to do that. I think I am now just trying to make some form of establishing force here along with the squeeze, just to help out. Ah, that was apparently a yawn. My yawns became very effeminate since hanging out with my partner.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
I remember that. I got them in appropriate occasions like, yes, no. Alright, this is looking a little bit tense. Hawk is not exactly looking directly at their angle. So I'm not too sure if they managed to get that shot off or not. Just right, just to ping the minimap, you know how ping, 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 ping. Short skirmishers over here. Some line of trees taking minor damage from Swedish skirmishers. They were just shot. Are they out of ammo? Let's see, the arc would have been about here. So I assume they're out of ammo. Yep. It's like, pull them back. You know. So I should have done is pull these guys here along this side. Oh, I do. Look at that. Oh, hopefully before the reinforcements cross the bridge. This is all just kind of stalemates at the moment. The focusing is up here. It's a game of slow planning and thinking, fuck. I can see to that verge I was able to push up my men a little bit. Hopefully putting down a tree. But if they're no friends, they can just turn around that corner and charge down and win. My men are exhausted, their men are fresh, they're elite infantry and their line infantry, and I got a little bit of light, so I wouldn't win melee in that at all. All of my guys are knackered. I don't know why. And that all, even the ones standing over here are probably they're fresh. Thank you for countering what I was about to say. Go on, turn around, turn. There we go. Oh no, they didn't manage to. They came in. That still killed about 5 men. Fucking Ottomans, man, I tell you. I'm really not sure what happened now. Denmark. I would like to think because of the light infantry we have superior firepower, but again they have superior hill terrain. I do believe in I do force my men just to sort of bulk up. Yeah, as you can see I've abandoned this bit here. Putting pretty much everyone across because I want to have my men as a an establishing force, so then I can push out. Just have my men so spread out, everyone sort of defending their own little retrospective areas. You know, so I'm trying to pull these guys back here now. Hopefully being exhausted they do manage to have a nice little bit of reloading speed and get a fucking shot off, you know. But things are always easier said than done. Again, turn around in time. The last charge still did kill a lot of my men despite them rousing, but I believe they're exhausted now as well, which is a pleasant surprise. Go on, reload. He's ready for the sword. The tension. You can tell it's tense because my voice slightly heightens. And they broke. I still suffered about 5 men. Half a dozen still died. Oh, there's now fire up here. Close, yeah, I was putting back all my men. So then they're now like, we can push. We've got this. But I managed to break the militia. I don't know if they do come back or not. But I only kept them there purely for that one little shot. I was like, come on, everyone now, get back. Force this bit. Use what I can spare to come up here, and hopefully win in the north. Skirmishers. Look at that as well, they're real above the hill, so you don't have to worry about shooting your own men in the back. My ear is cut out. I don't know if I'm sounding weird or not. Oh no, now my voice is gone. Because I'm the pigment of health. I would have thought he would try to put a little bit more pressure on that, but then saying that, I am pretty much at the bridge. By the time he gets to about here, I would have had an establishing force ready to defend, because I wanted to get my foot guards in some form of action somewhere. I don't know if they're focused much at all on the Swedes. Looks like they are bringing their men down. Oh, pardon me, twice to get that superior fire. As you can see, I am trying to bring out some men here to at least counter the Ottomans, but again, you know, the lifeguard foots will be there to put a hole in my plans. So I see now, Hawkey's gonna have to pull back and just reinforce this little river here. I will ever slightly fast forward purely because, like I said a minute, or like earlier in the game does last for a little bit. And then there's these little standoff areas when we're trying to plan out what the fuck we can do. Also waiting for your men to become active or fresh at least is one thing which delayed my time a lot of moving my men about. Ottomans are decided to push it, or are they? No, I decided to line up. All quiet on the eastern front. There
The
you
men
go.
are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
See, those men didn't pretty much anything through most of that battle, and they were still fatigued despite a little bit of jogging. But now now I'm bringing up a few reinforcements here, trying to take the north. Because Lee Hawkey's on one side, if I'm on the other side, we'd hope be able to push along a little bit. The thing I'm cautious about still is having enough men here to hold this off, because they do, I believe, have superior units. They're moving against me. Again, a little bit of fast forwarding. And this guy that time was like, dude, you're playing with Prussia, attacking. I'm like, I'm not gonna attack you, dude. You're a better player than I am, straight up. And for the fact that you have the best in terms of storage between crossing all the bridges, doing so we'll lost a lot of men on each side. As you see here, I'm now trying to bring up some light infantry, which is going to give me some harassment bonuses in theory. You know, I don't know too sure what Hawkey's doing now with the Swedish army, because you can see you got some light infantry from the Danes pushing up behind you, doing the square tactic once again. I hate that so much. I don't know why it's in the game. They do have units here also hidden, or else I would have pushed across by now. He's not stupid enough to let that go and like defended. There you go, Hawkey's got. This is a relatively good unit. The only bad thing is, just sooner here, wouldn't really have enough men to hold it off properly. I do believe they're hidden. Okay, I do think they are hidden. There we go, they're starting to push up a little bit. What do I do? Do something smart. Go on. Like, oh, it wasn't smart, but it's enough to get a shot off at least. You know, have a quick look over and do this so you can sort of see some fire. See some fires happening. Don't know if it's going to be enough to
One of
rout.
our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Oh yeah, I remember that happening as well. Like I said a minute ago when I said skirmish. So I pull these guys back. I kind of use them now just as the fake arms tactic, making them believe I got these as a unit here, but really they're out of ammo and they're shit. You know, that's why I still got these guys here. I mean, they're out of ammo, but he sees them clear as day, so he's thinking he has light infantry also helping here. So I don't want that to be a factor in the war. Looking at it, I don't know. What's worth more, 80 line infantry or 50 elite infantry? Ooh, I managed to break the Ottomans, but at the cost of one of its line infantry itself. He's able to do a little bit of harassment, possibly from the back, but also you've got to worry about these extra little reinforcement of lines. And see, he's now pushing back. I've got my men spread out. I've got some of my really good range units to harass him as well, who have no ammo. You know, mum's the word and all that. Really bad for now. Hawkeye is always under a privation threat from this unit here. Like I'm always under threat by the several units knocking him out of there. I think it's only a few units. So we are now sort of having to make do. Again, I'm going to fast forward it because when me and Hawkeye are just talking about stuff, slows the game pace down a little bit, so you don't really know all the exciting stuff which is happening. There you go, I've got my line infantry set up and got my elite as reserve because you don't know where you're going to need elite infantry. A few rounds and
One
popped
of our
off.
units has used all its ammunition, sir.
And they run out of ammo. Pull them back, make it look like they're still part of my army there. Yeah. This is when he was like, do you attack? I'm like, I'm not going to attack because my guys have no ammo. Oh, look at that. It's all kicking off, and shots happening right into my light infantry. They're great. We have no ammo regiment. But I did manage to absorb enough shots for my men to push up and hopefully get a shot off them themselves. They get under the ridge, they can't get a shot. I guess that's probably my plan here, and I also got my elite infantry to push up to shoot from the side if need be, and you also got these guys here as well, which I can line up across there and do as much damage as possible, hopefully. Life got first outside to charge me. I don't know what I did. I did go in square formation, I believe I did. I was like, did I go in square formation? That's a big ass square. I do believe we're still okay in terms of terrain. I'm hoping that it's just going to waste a lot of shots into the ground. Try to get my musketeers just into melee. I am outnumbered quite a bit. We're both relatively active. There you go, seeing that he's pulling back. I don't know if me sat my man like this is going to shoot my guys in the ass. Probably will end up being that way. Bear me 1 second, that is my phone ringing. And I'm back. It's probably going to ring again. Because I didn't manage to answer it in time. So I'm going to put it on vibrate mode. And we're back in the game! I don't think that works somewhere. If it was worked, well shit. There. Do need to be cautious now. I'm probably going to lose that man if I don't get them back soon enough. I do believe I have my generals somewhere around here. There we go, it's my general. Okay, it's back in my general's sphere of influence. Which means I can push up again! Honestly, don't know why I did that. I can't remember. Maybe I want to get into melee and break these guys here and have an establishing force maybe on the ridge. Maybe it's a distraction so Hawkeye can bring up his Swedes without them realizing. All of these counters, I do believe that unit isn't out yet. I do remember being shot that they are there and they do something pretty sick. So I think this is the moment where we push up and just have that war to allow the Swedes to do what they need to do. I was gonna say I need to push up my my general soon, surely. There you go, the ridge is obviously protecting my advance just a little bit. And then we'll now push across the ridge. Push across the ridge. There we go. Because obviously they used that shot. Oh, everyone's coming. Everyone's coming. This is why we're risking everything. Not really everything. And in all fairness, we lose this northern bit, we've already lost the war. Gone. There we go. You shoot none of those. There we go. I was thinking, who did you fire at then? There you go, look at that. The general got hit from behind. He does have the unit in square formation, actually. I think he believed I was going to charge. And you can see here now shots starting to come in from Thing. We started to break that little bit here of the
We have killed
Danish
their
line infantry.
general,
The
sir.
general hits down. The Swedes did their acing the whole move, and it's all pretty sick. The Swedish general obviously died in that. But this is the moment now where we do start pushing and taking back what is rightfully ours. And by that I mean somewhere in the Amazon forest. I don't think Prussia really has any claim on the Amazon rainforest. But as you can see here, the line infantry isn't going to hold against that. I do have my foot guards finally up to the comfort doing something. You've got the Swedes behind getting that extra shot off. If you pause behind and focus on the Swedes, you've got my Prussians on this side. If you focus on the Prussians, you got the Swedes behind you. So it's one of those moments. What the f are you gonna do? Do you run out of ammo? Are you actually shooting? Apparently I target fire. Very rarely target fire. Like, and as you can see here, the units starting to be pulled up, which just means it's gonna get shot by my units. I'm not too sure what's gonna happen here. I don't know if I end up pushing and taking off this little ridge here, or they're gonna end up falling back. By the looks of it, they're gonna fall back to here, or they're just gonna reinforce their lines just to try and get an establishment shot onto something. So to bring up now the rest of my foot guards, bring up my light infantry. Also, you've got the Swedes behind. I'm not gonna discredit that. The Swedes probably did the bulk of this fighting, and they did suffer a lot in the middle. So hopefully now we can push off this bit here. This is the race against the time, because as you can see behind Hawkey, you have more Danes. And also these fuckers are going to stop retreating, so I do believe I do push back my line and my elite infantry to line up across here to focus on these guys, while I got the 2 musketeers focused on the line infantry here. Yeah, there we go. I thought I did. Supposed to bring up some militia now as well. I don't know if he's going to try and push this. I can't remember if they're. I don't think they are hidden. They normally crash a little bit if they're hidden. Now I'm sending up these guys here, just to absorb bullets against melee. Really, I have no real need for them to be there. They're probably still exhausted there because I didn't take them out of skirmish information. There you go. Managed to break that. Militia's broken. Light infantry. Light infantry. Okay, that's pretty good. Hawkey can now probably bring back his men to stop this advance off here. Okay, that whole battle here, like all of that waiting for that battle here, that was the climactic pinpoint in the war for us. You know. Annoying thing is though, we were going to chase these down, and I was like, you know what, we don't need to pull back, sort of thing, especially with like the extra volleys not going off. But I can't remember if they do come back or not. I think they did. I think they're going to be that annoying unit. I put my game back in normal motion. As you can see, is that the militia? No. Okay, the militia's now hidden within these trees. Got foot guards that I can take the lead, just push up and win. As you can see, now starting to move back my men. And of course they decided to come back. Why wouldn't they? Over here I don't think anything is really happening. I'm starting to push across, sorry. Like the thing here, I can't remember if there are men there or not, so I'm going to have to be careful of that. As you can see here, I sort of sprung back my line. Now that renders these guys here useless. They've got, well, they're going to get shot if they get close. Hopefully the first ball off will be a breaking shot. I do believe we just push up again in a second, but as you can see I'm moving on up here, he doesn't have any men because I haven't been shot yet. So I like to take that as a thing that I'm not going to die. As you can see, he's going to bring up, I believe this is yeah, his elite infantry. He's going to keep this line here just because he knows there are still additional men there. Hoo-hoo, everything's getting intense. Everything's getting intense. We're just going to push across now because I know, because we're like, we've got enough men, let's just push. I do believe I'll move these guys as well in a sec. There's the militia. As I believe Hawkey said, you stand, you shoot, I'm just going to charge him. So I'm liking to think that I'm going to get a shot off here before he runs in front of my men. Or my men isn't going to do anything. There we go. I don't think you're already sorted yet. Oh, you know, you're either. There you go, most of the shots as well are shooting over the heads of the Swedes, which is something that we can do nicely with. The lifeguard foot's now starting to move, which means I can move these units here because I knew that there were men there. There we go, look at that. All flowing smoothly. Only bad thing is there's actually a lot more men. Well, a lot stronger than men, I believe, than we first realised. Is that the post? There the flap go. But we're good. Oh no, it's not, 1 second. And we're back. I believe we're at the final climax now of the game. So you can see here we're just pulling up our troops. I got these guys here obviously to carry out the lifeguard foot. We've got some Prussian Fusiliers here, hopefully joining them. Is it me or is there any sound? There there is sound. Okay, we are all good. I haven't plugged in my headphones, that's why it's probably sounding much less volume to me. Alright, 2 shots off, I probably just shot the odd guy on my own team. There you go, they're fighting crouch. We've got some firepower now against the lifeguard for its elite infantry. We should be able to hold off against them with that. Over here, it's just turned, I believe, into a melee bath. And indeed, get rid of the militia. Gotta be careful here of the lifeguard first. He's turned around, luckily, against the musketeers here, giving my musketeers upon the ridge here a few shots into its side. Hopefully, we'll go now against into the line infantry. Not too sure how that totally plays off. There we go, I believe that is the line. Oh, that's the line over here. Okay, I followed the line up here. Okay, we don't have to concern ourselves too much of that. Don't know why these guys haven't shot off a few rounds yet. There we go, we all started firing. Lifeguard first now got a bit of a cross battle. Oh, they've engaged. They've decided to engage into melee as well as all of us here. Obviously, the line infantry of the Denmark here has formed a square formation. I don't know if it's now it's going to be a little, pretty much a failed attempt now. We do have the advantage in terms of numbers now, and it's getting to melee normally gives us the upper hand that we do need. Not too sure. We are all very tired. Hopefully, we won't have to play too much of a hassle. There we go. That'll be my infantry up here. They suffered a fair few wounds actually. Trying to gotta be careful because I don't want these last few units here to obviously knock out the rest of my men. Got these here because, like I said, these guys will fucking have ammo, and I won't have enough to push up. So. Here's one of his moments where it's like, ooh, that sort of thing. But I do believe I also do move these guys up in a short second. It's going to put on the fast forward now because, as you can see, Hawkeye broke off it. We'll just engage the men from melee, pull them around, probably hit them now from the side, or he's going to try and get a few shots off. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of got the last bit now, just in fast motion to kind of be done with it. Yeah, he's going to stand up here and just start firing to the lines, probably hopefully breaking them, or he's going to move them along.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, he's going to engage into engage there. As you can see here, obviously, lifeguard switch did break my men here, but managed to break these guys here. So these guys are now pretty much 34 men. These guys have ammo, so I'm going to charge them in. So now we're just going to gun them down and be done with that. Over here, we have to push up because my men, I don't know if I lost out, did I pull them back? I pulled them back. They were foot guards, but now the infantry and the additional light foot guards here from the Danish are going to win that fight. So I pulled them back here just so we could be sort of done with this. I do believe I start pushing men up across this bridge. I can't quite remember. Like I said, this battle was a short while ago, and I just took quite a lengthy break because people came back from their work breaks and stuff. So I was then for a short while, had a bit of lunch, etc., etc. So now while this goes in, I'm just going to put it in super fast mode, so we can knock up now the rest of this battle. Don't know why they're sending over there now. There we go. Starting to bring up all of my men. I do believe I bring up these as well, just to sacrifice them in the name of the greater good. My fear of influence just clipping my men here, so don't worry too much about that. And setting up quite a little bit more men, obviously, because they're over there countering the unmounted units from the Danes, who now do have the supremacy in terms of land. We do have now supremacy in terms of numbers and outmaneuvering them. So this is one of those little end course battles. You send these guys into charge, so they probably get there in about half hour due to them being exhausted. But you know, moving these closer now, obviously, because of the Swedes, we don't want them routing for any particular reason. I've got a lot less men here compared to these foot guards. Oh no, they're musketeers. These are the foot guards. And there you go. As you can see, I'm just sort of coaxing my men around now, just so we can get that final. Well, I obviously don't know what these guys here are doing, but there you go. There you go. We start moving these guys off a little bit soon. I like to think anyway, rather than just getting my musketeers taking all the fire from 2 units. There you go.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, holding there we go. I was gonna say, there we go. And now the last of the Danish knocked up, Ottoman Empire left the battle a short while ago. Due to have no forces, I decided to coax in my general at the very end. We were against one of the HC clan. That reminds me, one of the HC are having a tournament soon. They got a little inside event, and they're possibly a game against another clan, if I recall, which I am getting the replays from and getting that uploaded as a tournament. So stick around for that. Of course, being Carpus. Of course, I've been playing here with Hawkeye, and we're against Marticus and the Commander. GG to everyone, well played, etc, etc. Having Carpus, and I hope you enjoyed.